Hello, everybody, and welcome to Stone and Void. I'm your host, Jay Phillips. Joining me, as always, Patrick Collins.
That's me.
Don Bowie.
Yo.
Sorry we've been out for over a week. We had a lot of fun during the all-day weekend, Labor Day, or that's the holiday it was.
I didn't have to work on Monday.
Yeah.
I worked.
On the day that we just got off, slash also the start of school week, so I know we left a lot of people without content during the start of school. Sorry about that. For anybody going back to school, for I think mainly college students.
Mm-hmm.
I never keep up with that stuff. Either way, sorry we were gone for over a week. I know there was a ton of stuff that we were supposed to just even cover before we went, like the end of the spoiler season and just a ton of things that were rolling in right there towards the end. I feel like we kind of missed a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
However, one thing that we didn't miss out on is the pre-release that just occurred. So hopefully a lot of you guys got to go to a local store and participate in that. The promo was that little cat.
Tama.
It's
a
familiar Hollywood dude.
Yep.
The new green cat.
So that little cat's got a name now, which is kind of cool. Really great card. I'm really glad to see that ability coming back, and
it's really
solid.
Good.
However, the pre-release was pretty awesome. I don't know how you guys felt about it.
This was definitely felt like a really balanced and consistent pre-release, as opposed to where other ones felt like you really needed to grab the right cards. Like one of the first ones that we did, one of the ones that I didn't win, let's see here, was when Reflect and Sylvia came out. I decided to be Rogue and go Dark Alice because I had so much Dark Alice synergy cards. But oh my god, there was two people in our group that just had fantastic red aggro Sylvia decks, and they could not be beaten. And there was even a third person with like a decently really strong Sylvia deck that was still even leagues beyond what I had. And it's like one color was almost like, in the past ones, it almost felt like one color really, really dominated, where this one felt like it felt a lot more balanced. I think there were maybe colors that were maybe stronger, but like every color feels good to splash now almost.
I also think another big thing that helped with it is everybody that was doing good seemed to be about three colors. And a lot of that came down to the stone fixing. The fact that everybody had
everyone had at least two, because I had two.
I opened three.
Yeah.
I mean, there was a ton of dual stones. I think dual stones is what the game is missing almost always when you're just
I'm going to fight forever for dual stones, dude.
It makes everything just much more playable. Also, we had so many rulers to choose from that were just like balanced. They weren't any one ruler that was just like, this will end you. And zero kept everybody in check regardless of if you were doing.
Well, Don, what do you have to say, dude?
I think it was a great set. It was really balanced. The rulers were generally on the same playing field. Like, one wasn't overpowering the other. I think like Mars is a bit underpowered because of lack of ancient magic spells. Yeah. But if you opened it, it could be really devastating.
I think if you open the right cards, Mars could be devastating. You need a Namblot, which is like a super rare, and then you need his 2,000 damage rare spell.
Yeah.
So there's two cards that are already kind of tough to grab. And then you need at least like 2 to 3 copies of his one drop, his 4 damage ping.
But if you had that would be an insane deck. So I'm kind of glad that that's not too common.
Yeah.
Either which way, the set. I think the reason another big reason why the set was so good for limited is so many great bomb cards were at uncommon, which made a lot of people had things that were able to change the way the game was progressing. And it didn't seem like everybody had to have a rare. And even if you did need a rare too, the rares in the packs were... I just felt like there was a lot of rares.
I thought the rares were pretty bomby, but yeah, as you said, there's a lot of uncommon bombs this time around. You're playing that demon that taps in... demon, that kills 3 drops.
Insane.
It's just a machine gun. Yeah. Like, it's really good.
The other one... I mean, the 3-colored one's a rare, right?
That's a super rare.
That's a super rare.
Everyone ended up with it.
How did 3 people in our tournament had that, and that was insane.
It really helped me.
But no, there was a lot of uncommon cards. Also, I mean, rarity in this game is a thing where you get multiple rares per pack. Also, it just felt like everybody had everything they needed in this pack. Also, there's 2 foils in
Yeah,
this
that's
as well.
exciting. There's 2
And-
foils in every pack now.
The first pack I opened, I saw the foil at the beginning.
Yeah,
I was like, is
and
this
I
a
knew
god pack?
I knew exactly
What?
like, oh, he thinks he got a god pack.
I was like, why is there a foil at the beginning? And I was like, oh, it's
There's
a
not.
foil.
The only thing that surprised me about the set and was the lack of full arts. The fact that there is no full art.
Yeah,
in
you
the
were
set.
gone for a week, dude. It's,
Yeah, I
it's
missed
blown up
that.
all over the internet. So
I missed that completely.
there's still textured cards, but the company screwed up again, and they don't have full arts in this set. They will in next sets. Don't worry. They're not gone forever.
Oh.
Just if you love the art in this set, too bad. You
There's so
know,
many full arts I wanted for the cube.
I really was excited for it.
a lot of
Like,
these cards are super pretty, and
like
it's
the Princesses of Time or whatever, those look so nice in full
Yeah.
art. And just
They-
imagining without that red bar and the white text boxes.
So what we need to do is buy so much force of will that they have to do a second printing. The second printing will be corrected. This is what we gotta do, guys.
But then we have to play another playset. We have to get another playset.
That's fine. I'm fine.
Okay.
I just
sure.
we could maybe get Japanese cards. I don't think they screwed up on those ones.
Are you serious?
I was been thinking about actually buying a bunch of Japanese
Yeah.
force of will.
I
but-
bet they're all full art. I mean, I'm not. I'm just speculating,
Yeah, who knows?
but it's
It's a good chance.
it's different printing. It's not like
Yeah.
because one's English, one's Japanese.
Yeah, I don't know.
They might have only screwed up on English. Now that I think about it, I want to say I read that somewhere. But it happens. Whatever.
Yeah,
It's a
I mean,
small
this is
company.
perfectly
It's a
fine.
great game.
The-
Get over it. We get a bunch of promos.
The one thing I will say is we were all questioning the way that the block text looks to, like in the photos. Like at the start of it, we were kind of talking about whether we like the changes to the design or not.
Mhm.
And I have to say, seeing these cards in person, they are the best looking versions. Like just the borders and the way everything looks that the game has been so far. I
Yeah.
personally love the layout of these cards so much more, and I didn't think I would.
We had a lot of wandering eyes, like looking at our cards today. It was
Yeah.
a lot of people were appreciating the art, and then you made a great statement that I 100% agree with earlier today.
It feels like a new game.
No,
Is that-
okay.
Is that the one?
You were talking about how there's a lot less fan service now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's a lot less fan service.
I didn't even notice that,
Some of the
yeah.
cards are still revealing, but there's a lot less like girls just.
Yeah, it's not
There's
just
stuff
about
everywhere.
big breasts. It's not just about the butt, like right in front of the picture.
Yeah,
I don't
There's
know.
nothing that
I've
drew
been-
your eye directly to one spot. The whole card is
Yeah,
just beautiful.
exactly. One of my favorites, art wise, is Tiger Lily actually, and that's a girl. And I'm not usually a fan of the girl art, to be honest, but I find that art very sexy. Sorry, I know it's a little girl, but it's not revealing. It's just this like powerful little girl, and just the colors are mesmerizing.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm very happy with how this set turned out, other than the full art thing. But to be honest, I'm not one to really care about full arts.
Yeah,
I would be
I-
fine if there weren't any foils or full arts, but at the same time, it makes the normal cards cost less. So great for me.
yeah.
So with all of this stuff that just came out, all of the new things, there's just one thing a lot of people have been asking us about, and what a lot of people want to know. And I actually don't really know myself too much of where this is going to go. But what do you guys think the Worlds format is going to look like, considering it's only made up of the starter decks and the stuff from Lapis Cluster?
It's gonna be really weird. I think it's gonna be a Rochambeau of just like decks that beat
Sure.
other decks. I don't know. Like it's depending on building and playing. It's hard
I mean,
to understand.
Do you think there's any rulers that are going to see more play than others? Because
Oh,
there's
yes.
10 rulers, right? So I mean, that's a good place to start,
Yeah.
right?
I really dig Charlotte.
Charlotte is awesome.
Charlotte with her disc.
I revealed the power of Charlotte tonight.
No, you just figured out that she's good.
Yeah,
She's
I've
been good this whole time.
Yeah, but you guys just found that out because
Yes.
of how I played. So
No,
well
I knew
tonight.
that she was good.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
We all said that she was terrible.
It's true.
We can. I'm willing. I'm
Okay,
gonna call you.
Maybe I
out.
did, but she draws you so many cards.
Yes, you found that out tonight.
No, I was arguing with you that it drew you a lot of cards earlier when you
Tonight,
first set
right?
down. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tonight.
Yeah.
No, maybe back a couple
I
weeks
was just
ago. I
saying
can remember
today
saying
was the
crap.
day you found out Charlotte was good. Okay, continue.
It's true. The tapping ability and the sending the cards back to hand reminds me of R&R, and it's like flip to send cards back and making things unblockable. That's really strong. However, like Zero is a J ruler shutdown, so if the meta revolves around J rulers and that, I think Zero would be ahead.
Yeah.
And if the meta was based around resonators and all that, I think Charlotte would be ahead. It's just we don't know which one is going to win right now.
Yeah, there's not too much J ruler direct destruction other than the white guy who flashes in, and then it's conditional where like someone had to, it had to do damage, right? Or it had to
deal damage. The white one.
it had to have dealt damage. The J/resonator. I forgot
think
what his
white
name
is a powerhouse this set. There's a lot of good white stuff.
I
Mainly because of
think I have to
Zero and Spell.
disagree.
Yeah.
I think it's a really good. I don't think it's great on its own. I think
white blue is gonna be something we see.
white blue's good.
Yeah.
I think what I like about this set is like it kind of feels like you have to splash in another color. Like there's not. I mean, I know like literally in the past there's like never been like mono colored decks other than like red.
Except for
Like
when we didn't have dual
think
stones.
black. I think mono black might be a thing.
Yeah.
The vampires and the discard spells. And if you look at black, it's literally got like 4 or 5 different removal spells. Like
Does it have a J ruler killer spell?
Not really, only if you count the little Cthulhu.
The Death Touch one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of rulers.
I mean, it can kill Zero.
I just feel like that would get stomped by just J ruler beat down. Just
Yeah.
black in general.
So let's just quickly wind down our top 5 of what we think we'll see in the top 8.
Like decks or rulers?
Just rulers, and then we can kind of speculate on it. I mean, I want to put my money in for Zero for sure. And then Charlotte, I think, has a good potential.
Really?
The red
You
one
think
has
Charlotte?
potential. Well, so here's a quick little thing. I think Charlotte has a better burn deck than the Ancient Magic red guy.
But there's not much burn in this set.
True. I definitely when we get back to Wanderer format, I think she'll be better. But
Frontiers.
New Frontiers. Sorry, New Frontiers, and I think she'll be better there.
But we're talking
I
about
think-
Lapis Cluster.
I think she's going to be good in just Lapis Cluster, just because she can draw you 5 cards and reset up all that gas, all that momentum that you had, and she's already in blue, which I think blue white is going to be a powerful set for the set. I would like. These are just my nominations. I still think the red one's going to see play. I'm pretty sure a lot of people are going to try to bring him.
You're talking about from the set, not the starter
Yeah,
deck.
Mars.
Okay.
Yeah. I think Mars is going to see play because of that 2,000 damage spell and things like that. I think he's definitely, people are going to at least try to brew with him, so him ending up in the top 8 is almost a guarantee because of the amount of people that I think are going to play him. And then those are my 3 main ones that I choose, and then to nominate, you guys have your own opinions. And then my wild card is going to be Feasting. Is there somebody I'm forgetting?
I think it's just that you have forgotten all the rulers and you just said the 3 that you know.
No. I mean, yeah, I don't remember the names of them, but I don't like the black one. I had him.
The vampire
The
or
Cthulhu.
the Cthulhu Master of 1,000 Keys?
Oh, the vampire one I do like.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's gonna
that
be.
guy-
I
good.
forgot about him.
He's in the top, dude.
No, he's probably going to see play too.
He did forget.
No, but I don't think that. Well, I'm just thinking about. I keep forgetting about the.
There's 2 in each
Yeah.
color.
I don't like the black one from the set though.
Yeah,
The Cthulhu.
that's
one.
fine.
And just the other ones just have not stood out to me at all.
Okay.
Those are literally. I've been keeping track of those for a reason.
Yeah. Which is the other one from the red spoilers for the starter
It's
decks?
it's
Lumina?
Marlo's set. Yeah, Marlo's
Yeah.
set.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever her ruler side's pretty decent, and whenever one of your cards attacks, it deals 100 damage to a target resonator.
Mm-hmm. She is somebody I'm going to play with in
She could be fun.
New Frontiers. I think she'll be the first ruler I play in New
I
Frontiers.
think Cole might build a deck with her because she she combos with that sleeping lion. You just attack with one of your guys, do 100 damage to your sleeping lion, and then you have technically an 8/7 attacking for 2 mana.
So that's her front side, and it's just a free
That's
ability?
her front side, yep.
She's a
She's a
better
12
version of Arthur
of her
Alexander, yeah.
Is she?
Yeah, Alexander was tap 2 to do 200. This is just tap 1 to do 100, so you can kind of choose.
Well, it's your resonator.
So like
stones.
demon flame stacking
tap
thunders.
resonators.
Whenever a resonator attacks, you get to do 100 damage to any resonator.
Oh, I'm thinking of the wrong ruler. There's another ruler that you can tap mana to do 100 damage to.
That's a black ruler.
That's, yeah, it's okay. I don't remember anything. I don't know why.
Just leave the rest of this to Don and
Yeah.
I. So you do your 5 rulers, because Jay hasn't done his studying, dude.
So I think the best 3 right now are gonna be that vampire dude.
Yeah.
Mhm. He's
Uh-huh.
nuts.
Mars possibly, depending on his combo
Interesting.
potential,
Uh-huh.
and 0 depending on the J ruler meta. And that's
I
that's my
mean,
top 3.
0 is definitely the toughest to deal with. Yeah, definitely. 0 is gonna definitely probably see the most play because it's like the safest ruler to build
I really
around.
think Mars is going to see the most play.
No, I don't think so. Not in Worlds.
Red
It's too
aggro.
much of a gamble.
Yeah.
Red aggro usually gets.
But red. Remember that it's a set. This set. Okay, name 2 creatures resonators with swiftness.
You're right.
Only one of them has. Only one to memory has swiftness, and you have to play Narcothep, the ruler. It's the 3 mana. What's his name?
The little demon helper dude.
No, he's the something chases goats. His name was he was the red black card that destroyed a guy when he came into play. Whatever that guy's name. Haster.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, red aggro is not good.
I can see that.
Destroy you guys every single time. Okay. Black ruler and definitely sorry, 0 are probably going to be the safest bets because they definitely have like the easiest cards to draw from when looking at it. But I do think the blue ruler, the red ruler, Mercurius, and the one you just mentioned, and then Charlotte have crazy combo potential. Now, I don't see anything right off the bat, but I wouldn't be surprised if someone just literally just went like this, put it in a deck, and it ended up being like the best thing. Just pulled it right out of their butt, dude. Like, I honestly think the Black Cthulhu ruler's strong, but I don't think anyone knows how to make a deck around him.
I mean, I've been watching a lot of people play testing for Worlds. Damos won whatever his name is.
DMO73?
Yeah,
Yeah,
DMO73.
I saw him play testing.
He's just play testing.
He's play testing Mercurius, and the other person was play testing the Vampire. And the Vampire deck just looked way more consistent.
Yeah. I don't know. I haven't seen too many other videos of people testing.
I saw
It's
people
really
play
weird.
testing the starter decks,
Mhm.
but I don't think they were very good because Feasting deck kept on winning. I mean, it is a good deck, but they obviously...
Feasting, I think, is nuts.
There's
Not
no
in
board
Lapis
wipes.
only.
There's no board wipes or mass removal in the starter decks, is there?
No.
The Black Ruler can ping for 100, which
Right.
helps it.
Yeah.
The Red Ruler, when you attack with a Resonator, does 100 damage to anything. And then I gotta keep forgetting about Grimsun, whatever his name is.
Yeah.
Because of his mana fixing ability for Fairy Tales, and half the set, or at least like a third of the set, is literally Fairy Tales. Like, that's really strong. Like, if you look in the past Worlds, Grim and Blazer have been the go-to rulers, and they were mana fixers.
I think the problem with that is because it's allowing them to play other colors. This is forcing you only into white, so you can only splash for white chance. Right?
Yeah, but then you're protected from with that you're protected from Hook, and then you also get to play Hook.
True, but like you can't splash for other color stuff out there.
Yeah, you can. There's dual stones.
There are dual stones.
white and any other color you want.
Yeah, but Blazer and Grim didn't care about any of those. You can basically play like a 3 stone colors, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It's opening up more potential for your other like colors to act more smoothly, to play chance spells that are like critical in the game.
What chant in Blazer?
Blazer?
Yeah. Flame King Shout? Is that it?
Flame King Shot is really bad right now.
Yeah, I don't know about Blazer. Did
And then Grim?
Grim allowed you to play like the dark black, red black Demon Flame? Demon Flame?
I don't think that card was out during that one.
In Grim?
Yeah.
Grim Cluster?
Because it was like the very first. Remember, it's only the first set. That red black spell wasn't out until I think
The
the
third
third
set, yeah.
third set.
It's true.
Do not fight me.
You're
You'll
just
always win.
I don't know.
So
It
you
just
think?
feels so limiting in like just playing white and another color.
No, I mean you definitely have a point. I'm just saying mana fixers have a history of being strong,
yeah.
and there's a lot of support for this guy.
So definitively, what do you think is going to be the thing that you think is going to be the deck that wins it, and then what is the Patrick deck that you would be playing?
I mean, if I was going to play it safe, I'd go 0. For sure. I think we're going to see a bulk of zeros. Because zeros is just a strong deck. I think zero's weak to hook. Because zero's going to need to play dual stones. And I don't see... And there's a really just terrible counter spell in this set. There's only one, and it's like a really, really bad Wall of Wind, or whatever it's called in this. Is it called Wall of Wind in this?
I don't know.
I forgot.
Yeah.
Remember, it's 2 mana. They have to pay 1 more. Unless you played another spell, then you actually counting the spell.
Right.
But
The storm version of Wolfland.
I think we're going to see a lot of zero. I feel like something's going to be... I honestly think the deck that's going to win it is going to be a deck that no one expects to win.
Well, I think Hook is the biggest, just the biggest wild card. I think Hook is going to mess up so many decks that think that...
Yeah, it's like you
fine,
either build around it or don't build around it and just kind of hope that your matchups... Because this feels like one of the first times that it's going to be a real toss-up in decks. Like, it kind of felt like before everyone kind of knew exactly what deck. But everyone, like, I've been listening to some of the pros, and they're super confused as to what is the best. I think they're leaning, at least the guys that I've been listening to, have been leaning towards the vampire. Mikage, I think is his name, the vampire. But, yeah, so I think we're going to see a heavily amount of those two. Like, those will definitely be the most popular.
Yeah, I think it's just because lack of tournaments that aren't in Lapis Cluster only, because it's just like the first week that it's out, right?
Yeah, we don't really get to see any build up to it. It really is just a crapshoot.
I mean, the pre-release should kind of reveal a little bit of stuff for us anyways.
Yeah, but that's like, it shows you what cards are good, but like what cards are good in a 40 card deck, you know?
I mean, I really loved Red Boy in the pre-release today. Oh my gosh, just board wipe your opponent's field. Oh my god, like
that was nuts.
If someone somehow was able to just pull off 5 color with him and just do 1,000 of their board, it's kind of like, well, that's gotta be game over, right?
Yeah, it's pretty easy. With
We do have a
stones.
black board wipe it now in the format as well.
Yeah,
that card's nuts.
It's decent. A lot of pros don't like that card because you have to play it on your turn, but I feel like that's fair though.
Especially in a format this low.
Yeah, and it only hits
format is very
resonators.
slow.
Right?
It's a 5-cost board wipe,
Yeah.
right? That's a normal board wipe, and even like in Magic.
Yeah, aggro's
are
definitely
cheats.
hurting in this
Yes.
set.
I wouldn't be surprised if there's just some gnarly control deck that really pulls this together.
It's gonna have to be a super controlled deck. I'm thinking that there's got to be some weird combo deck that no one sees that someone's gonna exploit. I think mid range is looking really strong right now. I think mid range is where you want to be personally. But
Yeah, that could
But
be
yeah,
a thing.
if I
I'm gonna
had,
go with Vampire Control. That's my final
yeah, a lot of
answer.
people are thinking
Vampire
that
Control for you?
because he's like a Pheno Black mentioned this. He's vampire's kind of like a Jite from Magic, right? When you flip him, you just remove all his counters, do whatever the heck you want.
Yeah, all
Yeah.
of all the things.
It's
Just
similar.
like control until he's like super big,
yeah,
and then just swing with one guy.
And
end him.
he's got imperishable.
Yeah.
Like that's so huge.
There's
Imperishable.
nothing
is
that
big.
removes imperishable in the set.
Not
right
in
now.
this set, yeah. So
Yeah.
you're safe to flip him
yeah. I think he's my personal favorite choice for this as well.
even over
It-
zero.
I like Zero better in normal.
Doesn't
constructed.
zero remove imperishable?
Zero
actually?
removes imperishable,
does.
actually.
But that's not how I would be playing anyways. I would actually try to build a control deck in this setup. I don't feel like Zero is the better control.
There's just not too many great white cards out there. Like you have to, like if you're playing white, you'd play that guy, right? The quick cast.
Mhm.
He's got a mana sync ability, but you need red for that.
Owl, maybe?
You'd play Owl and then her kill spell,
Yeah.
and those are the only guarantees. So the other white
I mean, that
cards,
right there's a great deck. Though.
the other white cards, I would argue is Pan, who can grab the 1-drop Windy.
Mhm.
I don't know if that's good enough,
I don't know.
but there's not really any solid early game.
Yeah.
I just have a feeling someone could catch you by surprise if you went hard white,
Yeah.
or like if you made white your main color. Like white can't be your main color, I don't think.
It'd be hard to do.
I think
But-
green, black, and potentially even blue has to be your main color. I think red and white are splashes.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what do you guys think about a red-black deck in this format?
It's strong.
It is definitely strong.
With
Removal
so
is
much
king,
control.
dude.
I think being able to
Removal is king.
Yeah. So it's really hard for me to think of this format because it's also a format that we're not ever going to really play. We're going to be playing Wanderer, which, I mean, in Wanderer, the fact that I still have access to the Demon Flame, it destroy creature if it's dealt damage, it's Demon Flame, right? I mean, that plus that Vampire is just going to be nuts.
Yeah, it's gonna be good.
I think this is going to be one of the most exciting and best formats we've seen.
Because Reflect Refrain's gone, right?
No,
You think it?
I don't
I-
think
I-
R&R disappearing is all that.
I think it's well deserved.
You think it's
Changes
deserved
my
that
mind.
R&R's?
Yeah, he's really powerful.
I would still play R&R.
I would-
competitively.
I would too, but like it's just opening up a lot more options for me to play other rulers because I would always go into R&R because I know he's safe and I know he's like one of the best rulers. Like
Yeah,
Why not?
I know. I for some reason just don't ever. R&R wasn't the biggest thing on the block. Always.
he deals with creatures, he deals with
Well, I know the
jailers,
fight.
he
I
deals
know
with
I'm going to lose
everything.
this fight. I know, but I still did not play R&R for most of that format,
Okay.
and I did really, really well for most of that format.
Yeah.
And although I did play R&R and I did even better, so that's true. I get it.
I just felt like there was a tier that competed with R&R, and once that R&R tier like crumbled, it went down like a level, and now these people can like rise up
Yeah,
because they don't have to beat R&R.
that's true. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Okay, fair, fine. Because R&R is gone, no. I think it's literally this is. If R&R wasn't in last format, this would be a better format in general. Like I just feel like this is one of the best sets that they've created.
Yeah.
I don't think Hoodie Guy was lying when he said that this was the most balanced set eons ago. And at first, I
I
remember
don't
seeing
think
the
he
first
ever
spoilers.
lies.
No, but at first when I saw some of the spoiler stuff and started hearing some of the stuff that was for the set, I thought that he was wrong because he was
He
talking.
was wrong about the bomb card
Yeah,
that he was speculating was going to be like the end-all be-all card. but
Yeah.
It's not that good at all.
so there's some things that come and go from that, but I believe this is a phenomenal set with that is just going to add a lot to the game.
Mm-hmm.
This set actually made like sealed pretty fun.
This was
I
a
would-
fun sealed.
Yeah, I
tournament.
would want to draft this set possibly because there's so many routes you can go and so many things you can do. It's not limiting, like you said.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Is there anything else that you guys want to say about Worlds? Because we've spent quite a bit of time on Worlds.
I mean, I think something important to mention was that I think we got spoilers later than other countries. So a lot of the U.S. contestants have been complaining about that because it's like the other countries got to, and then I think Japan technically got their cards all a week earlier than we did.
I checked a lot of the Japanese spoiler on their website.
Yeah,
I've never seen them get spoilers before us.
I don't know. That's what I've just been reading. A lot of the pro people, or all the people that have made it into Worlds, have been complaining about that.
Oh,
yeah. And a lot of the people on the Facebook site, if they see a Japanese spoiler, they just post it onto the Facebook group, and it usually gets like spoiled in like an hour or so.
I get all of the Japanese spoilers on Twitter most often. There's a couple of people I follow on there that will post anything that pops up first. So I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of outlets for spoilers. I mean, just don't watch our show for spoilers because we're really late about them. But at least we like talking about them. So yeah, no, it's hard to tell what's going to be the best for Worlds. But best luck to everybody who goes, and
Represent.
We will be talking about it a lot once it actually goes on.
Because we need to talk about if we think U.S. Competitors will have less of a chance or be weaker coming into the tournament, since apparently we have a bigger we normally play more R&R than we do other rulers. I'm sorry, I know I'm not phrasing
the U.S. played so what you're trying to say is the U.S. was the biggest R&R playing group out of everybody else. The rest of the world did play a lot of other decks because they should, because R&R wasn't the best. Thank you. Do you think that's
Tree deserves to be in the top 8?
I hate the Tree.
Well, it made it into other top 8s.
I know, I hate it.
That wasn't U.S.
I can beat the Tree. It's fine.
Tree, refrain should always and forever beat Tree. It's 2-mana bounce.
So, either way, do you think it'll be a problem? I don't think it's going to be that big of a problem. I think the people the U.S. competitors that made it, that I think there's enough variety of us, just a vast number of us, that is going to be, I think it's just a numbers thing. And considering how random, I think any deck has the random ability to win one tournament. This is all aside from anything. If you just grabbed random decks and played them, statistically saying the group with the more players is going to have somebody in the top 8.
Yeah.
It's just by odds. You're going to incidentally win X amount of matches. There's no way to tell who is the best player by one tournament. It's just not a thing. I don't think that this is going to be a direct reflect of the best deck in the format or the best player in this format, because of it's all different. If we were playing what we were playing this entire time, I would say yes, certain people were going to make it because they're just better players and better so on and so forth. But it is a dice roll, honestly.
For Worlds?
For Worlds. I don't think that the best player will win this. I highly doubt the best player is going to be the person that's on first.
Yeah, but do you mean like the previous top 10, do you think they'll still be at the top 10?
The people?
Yeah.
I think we're going to have like 2 of them maybe, because it is such a dice roll of everybody being there. It's just going to be too many moving parts, and there's not, there's some people that are just going to get the matchups of their life. They're like, oh yeah, whenever I play X deck, I always win because of reasons, and I just so happen to get paired up against them 5 times, and there's only those 5 people in the entire tournament that play that deck for some reason. Things like that occur in a single tournament, but it's when you have to play multiple sets of tournaments after a while, those decks get weeded out, traded up, fixed, and better, and then you start to see what is actually good. This one tournament is gonna just be literally show up with what you want is my end story. This is This is not the tournament to decide what is the best.
Okay.
This is a tournament to decide who's the luckiest.
So, I guess my statement would be, I think the Americans focusing so much on R&R is not going to hinder their deck building and playing. It will hinder a few of them, the ones that were kind of lucky enough to make it, like the people who got 6th and 7th place and just so happened to get the extra ticket.
The luck-ins.
But the reason they got those ones because other people have already gotten their tickets. And you have to realize that the people who've been winning these AGPs and ARGs, they've been winning all the time. It's like there's literally like every AGP you'll see like online, you'll see that person's name probably, like if they got first, you'll probably see them in another top 8 somewhere.
Yep.
These are people who consistently play well and build great decks. So there are some people that may have kind of heavily have relied on Reflect Refrain, but Reflect Refrain was a skill test. Reflect Refrain did pretty much show who the better player was, because you literally have just anything at your disposal with Reflect Refrain. There's 1,000 decisions to be made, and the more decisions to be made, and picking the right one is really hard. And a lot of our players from America can do that. I hope I'm not insulting, but like just seeing like Tree in top 8 in like another country is kind of like, I don't know if you're as competitive as US is.
I think it has some things to be said. I don't want to discount them for, playing a different deck. Like, it could have just been the right meta call for that.
It could have been the right meta call.
There's like, oh, not enough people are playing this deck. Why don't I bring this deck?
Yeah.
So you can never really tell because you don't know what's happening at locals. You don't know what's going on with them in general. It could have just been the right meta call for that day. Hence why you never can say that any one given tournament is producing the correct, best player.
Yeah.
It's just people get lucky with stuff.
We just have such a large base of players, so we have like we'll have at least a larger total number of better players, like just strong tier players. And some of them will lose to unlucky draws, but some of them that we've seen in top 8, we're going to be like, oh yeah, of course he got top 8 of Worlds because he's been blah, blah, blah. But we have so many of those people. There's literally like, if you check online, there's people with stats, and they're like, I've topped 8 like 6 times. There's like a guy who's topped 8 like 14 times. Yeah. You have to understand, like, we have really, really strong players. We have a very like strong player base. I'm going to stick by that. Like,
there's going to be a US competitor in top 8 though, just no matter what.
I think there was 2 or 3 last year.
Yeah.
I think it's probably going to roughly be the same number again. I don't think it's.
Anything
it's
you want
definitely
to add
not
to
going
this
to be
one
full
before we chew it to death?
No, I think you guys covered everything.
You guys want to just...
Sorry, I'm pretty passionate about
No, it's okay. I totally get it. I just think we've beat that one a little bit hard in the past couple podcasts as well. Because we've talked about this a little bit.
We talked about it in the comments. I don't think we've ever talked about it in the podcast.
I feel like I've been talking about this for like a couple weeks now.
Okay.
Either way, we didn't even do a podcast last week, so that's our problem. Sorry, guys. But what did also come up is a real life Willy Wonka and Chocolate Factory situation where you can get yourself a golden ticket. So for those who don't know what Willy Wonka is or anything of what I just said, please fix your childhood.
If you do not know what Willy Wonka is, you should just unsubscribe.
That's rude.
No, please subscribe.
No.
Everybody subscribe.
No.
It's awesome. We're the best out there. Don't listen to Patrick. So the Masters Tournament 2017 is going to be taking place in Las Vegas with the grand prize of a Lexus, second grand prize of $1,000, third prize of I didn't read it, and the other prizes of I really did not read anything past the fact that there's a Lexus for first place.
And it's like a new car too. But
it's a brand new Lexus. I didn't catch the model or anything.
The first thing that comes to mind though when reading this is just Don and I's terrible experience at our Las Vegas AGP.
What happened?
At the terrible AGP experience we had.
You did fine and you did terrible. That's what.
No, that was LA.
That was LA?
Vegas was our first one. Wait.
No, Vegas is the one where it's just me and you.
Yeah.
They had to postpone a match, a round.
Oh,
Remember
right,
that?
right.
And then the dang rave was going on at our very final match. I literally couldn't talk to my opponent. We literally just made gestures as to what we were doing, and it was just, oh my god. But yeah, let's continue on. I'm sorry for.
So let's wait. To actually talk about this, the only way to get a invite to the Masters 2017 is to get your golden ticket in a pack of Force of Will, either first, second, or third release of the Lapis Cluster. Is the fourth one also have them as well?
Yeah, the starter decks, the Lapis clusters.
So anything in the Lapis Cluster, you can open up a one of the little
like
scan barcode for. There's only going to be 100 of those.
Yeah, and I don't think there's any indication. I don't think it's like a golden ticket. I think it just looks like a regular.
And you're like,
scan.
oh, I got it. Which means that there are going to be a few people who scan those, enter those, and can't go.
There's going to be a
which
few
should
of
be
them who
interesting.
scan them, don't know what
What it
is
is.
going on.
Yeah.
And this is for everyone in the whole world too. So there's gonna be people who don't even have the scanner on their phones because they're in a country that doesn't even have.
Yeah.
What
I
if
mean-
it's a pack that's not opened and that
Yes,
QR
that
code
is very
in there?
viable also.
Yeah.
There's a lot of quote unquote problems.
I feel like there's going to be a weird algorithm thing that the computer does where it's after X amount of packs have been entered, this one gets randomly done.
that would
So
be
I'm pretty
that
sure,
would actually be the smartest way.
I'm pretty sure the computer's just going to randomly assign, this 10,338th pack
Yeah.
is the one, not that actual code. It just so happens to be that number entered.
Yeah, this code that's scanned at a certain point
There's
in time.
going to be some weird
I
algorithm
can see
that does that.
that seems
So I'm not too afraid of somebody they're all going to get scanned, and they're all going to be within from now till the end of this cluster. And the only thing that I've really heard about this, outside of me being super excited about this because it sounds awesome as could possibly be, is the random people who decided that this is a terrible idea because, oh my god, I can't pay for the car.
Well, that's one of the issues. And then the other issue is that rather than kind of doing some random tournament with this huge prize payout, is that they could have used this money to, just make the game
So
better.
that you would say that, but a lot of people don't know how a lot of businesses work. And this is just my guess here. I think this is an amazing idea, mainly because this is most likely they have to budget X amount of stuff into marketing. And I'm pretty sure that this is a sponsored thing through Lexus. I would almost have to guess that this car is a sponsored-esque thing. I just have to put it out there that I'm pretty sure.
Some car
They
dealership
did-
guy was just like,
No,
oh
no,
my
no.
God,
From
FOW,
Lexus.
dude, it's growing. We're sponsoring the next
It's the
tournament.
fourth biggest card game.
You would think that that's, but that's how so many other how TV shows, all those other things the game shows, how they
Win
give
a
away
car.
cars. This is just another promotional thing that can be written off by companies. This isn't money that they had just laying around that they're we can put this towards
So
anything.
Lexus couldn't get James Bond. They're like, oh, we gotta settle.
They
for
probably already
FOW.
did.
No,
They might as
I'm
well
pretty
just-
sure they just market enough things. This is just tacking it on, and Force of Will needed to market X amount of things. So this is just the marketing budgets of two different companies merging, and it creates a really cool promotion for both of them. I could be incorrect about this, but I'm pretty sure that's how it is, and it's not. This is going to be a great promotional thing. My guess is Force of Will did not pay for this whole event. This is a dual sponsorship thing.
I mean, it is in Vegas. That should be some hit, right?
No, yeah.
It should be in Japan, right? If they're going
No,
to sponsor it.
there's going to be a car in the middle of a giant lobby spinning around saying, "Look at all
Enter
the Lexus
Force.
stuff."
Oh wait, you can't enter it. You have to.
Yeah,
you have
and
to
it's
have
just going
the
to be
ticket.
and next to this giant Lexus logo, there's going to be Force of
Force
Will.
of Will.
And everybody's just going to be staring at this car, and then they're
What
going to
is
do.
Force of Will?
Yeah, it's some weird marketing thing. It has to be. There's no way they went out and just bought a car to do this with.
Yeah, I mean,
There's
even
no
if
incentive to.
even if you're upset about the taxes and just the randomness of the thing, it's It's just another thing Force of Will is giving us.
And it's awesome.
Yeah.
Like,
it is a cool
we,
idea.
We can't be upset about it, no matter how janky it's.
I do understand people from like Europe, and especially places like in Norway where
we're
the
lucky
taxes
enough
are
to
like
just be
80%.
stayed away.
Yeah, but there's places where it's over 80% tax on a vehicle. You literally have to buy the vehicle if you want it.
And
Of
then
course,
they have to
it's
ship it
still
to
cheaper.
there.
Yeah, and then you have to ship it. Like it, percentage of like taxes on cars in some countries is insane. Totally get it. Also, you'd have to ship it there, which you just can't do easily. I understand that right there is just I'm just gonna fold to my whoever got first, give them the car, and I'll take second. I'll take $1,000. That's great. But for anybody in the States, or even there's no reason not to. I mean, the most that you're gonna have to do is pay for a state that makes you pay additional tax for bringing it into the state, and at the most you're gonna be paying like 30 or 40% on a vehicle. It's really not that bad. In most states, you're going to get away with like 12% or something low. You got a car. Just sell it if you don't want it. I think it's an amazing idea.
Don needs a car, right?
I do need a car.
Don needs a car.
Yeah, my car's dying.
So
I'm gonna give me all your points.
yeah, if you do not want to enter in this tournament to get an awesome car, we will accept all tickets to...
I think after the promo cards that they revealed for this last one, I think people are going to be hoarding their points.
Oh yeah, just for the sake of getting those promo cards. Which, I didn't even think about that. How... I tried to follow the link and everything for the...
Did you not
redemption of
do
those
it?
things, and it wouldn't go through.
Oh my gosh.
Is it?
What link?
You have to read online, dude.
How does it...
Can you still do it?
I don't know. I don't know how to do it.
Okay, we're going to do it at the end, but
We'll
you
do it
need
at
to
the end of this.
update your... There's an update for it.
I
Because
did
they screwed up. Oh, they updated?
And then it put me at a D rank.
Yeah, you should be at it. It refreshes it.
Okay,
But
so
did
how
you
do-
submit the form?
It doesn't have a form for me to submit. It just crashed when I opened it.
I think you might be screwed.
Maybe.
Because it's been way too long. If we would have talked about this last week, I think.
Yeah,
it would have
well, we
fine.
missed a week for the
You were so
podcast. this
close.
thing.
You were 12th,
I get
or like
8.
10th.
Yeah, I was 12th in the world.
I get like 8 promos.
But, I mean, every time I tried to do it, it kept crashing.
I mean, in the very beginning, the first 2 days, that's what happened. And people online were just like, wait for them to update it. They got an update. And then,
And
what
when
phone
I did
is
the
your?
update, it just still didn't do it.
What's your phone?
A G4.
What's a G4? Like, what? I mean, is it an Apple phone or what is
It's
it?
an Android.
Android. I don't know if there's a phone that it had a difficulty with.
It never...
You should contact, if you just
It
send
never
them an
went through.
email,
Yes.
they'd probably help you fix it.
So anybody who could not send their thing through, use an email, apparently. Patrick says. Which is actually a great idea, and I'm going to do that. After
Yeah,
we
I mean, you deserve those 12 promos, dude.
Yeah.
Like, you really do. You
And
had like,
these-
what, 3,000 points
Yeah,
or something?
I was
That's
first in the
ridiculous.
world for a long time.
That's like a lot of money. Like, that is terrible.
I don't have a problem.
That is a sickening amount of points.
And these are like Uber rulers, right?
Yeah,
they're
they're really
monochromatic.
cool.
And then 2
I really,
cosplay
really
arts.
want them, but I mean, Hoodie Guy, if you're listening to this, I know you don't watch us, but if you did, send me promos. So outside of that, definitely, I wish we would have talked about that last week. The other thing that was released or announced this week was the Battler, the online battle
Oh, yeah, Battle Simulator.
simulator. They only have a video out for it right now, but it's awesome that we have something
Yeah.
coming.
I mean, it's gonna. So, I mean, I think you made a comment earlier that we're probably not gonna play Lapis Cluster only.
But
This is gonna force us to play Lapis Cluster only if we want to
until
play
update.
online.
Yeah, if they end up updating it.
Yeah,
Hopefully
they're
they'll add in anything
hopefully they're gonna end up updating it with other sets. So I don't think it's quite confirmed. It's probably depending on the success of Simulator.
else. Or just Force of Will in
So have
general.
you guys seen this video? Because I have.
I saw
Yes.
the video. It's
So-
just a minute long.
So are the mechanics like automatic abilities? Like if I play this.
So
X
it's a
stuff
time
happens?
lapse video.
Yeah,
It
it's like a
plays really,
fast
really
forward
and you just see
video.
like the icons bopping around and stuff.
It
I
reminded
couldn't
me
really
of like
tell you
an
what's going on.
old Yu-Gi-Oh Game Boy
Yes.
game.
I love
Okay.
the look of it. because
Like
just feels
it
nostalgic.
looks like it doesn't look great. but nevertheless, it's still force of will
I would
that you can play
enjoy that.
online against someone else. Like, it's better than Lackey, and it's better than Untap.
I like Untap.
Yeah, but
This
you
is
have
gonna be
to
better.
know all the mechanics. Apparently, people cheat on it. Like,
Yeah.
I understand you probably don't play with cheaters. You play
Well,
with
we
Jay,
play
which
with
is
each
pretty
other.
close, but
Yeah.
He's the one who cheats the most.
I just don't read the
you never
cards.
read your cards. You're like, I think it does this.
I don't intentionally cheat.
But yeah, but I think I'm still excited, even though it looks kind of weird. The only thing that I didn't like about the video was that the opponent side of the field looked really small.
Yeah,
The
it was
angle
zoned out
of
and funny.
how it looks.
But it
Like,
looked
I would like the more kind of like, I like the
Top-down?
more, top down feel.
the slanted view is exactly what made me feel like I was playing one of those old like Yu-Gi-Oh games.
Yeah, that's exactly, it's like, so it looks like certain cards might be hard to see.
Yeah.
I don't know, and I don't remember it showing any kind of like scroll over feature where the card pops up to
Well,
I just
it
saw
was
like
just
kind of like
yeah.
a weird little battle going on.
It was so quick that it was hard to see what was going on.
Yeah.
Um,
But nonetheless, it's coming out
Still awesome.
sometime this month. We'll probably get it a week after Worlds happens.
Yeah. Speaking of like Yu-Gi-Oh games like that, do you think they could make like a little Yu-Gi-Oh-esque game involving like the card game?
What, like a Game Boy game?
Yeah, like a Game Boy game. Like an
Maybe a
actual
couple of
campaign.
years down the line if Force of Will lives.
so Konami did a great way of marketing. I don't think any company is ever going to do it as great as the way that Konami just sold stuff to little kids. Magic's attempt to put stuff on consoles and things like that has been very poorly received. I would highly doubt that Force of Will would ever venture into putting it on a console thing.
Yeah, I mean,
I think they would attempt to if the game kept growing, but it would be
It would have to grow
it'd be
a lot.
years though.
Yeah, I mean they don't have a toy line. They don't have like plushie.
They have a
things,
movie
like, it's-
line.
They do, but it's
gonna
it's
come
not
out.
it's not marketed the same way that
Yeah.
Pokemon or anything Konami's done.
if this movie goes big, they could have like figurines of the characters come out.
Mm.
Like that could be pretty big. And then
Yeah.
if that happens, then maybe a game wouldn't be that far apart.
Yeah, that I have no idea. I would love to see all that happen.
Yeah.
but it's
I
not.
do,
It's not.
but
for
I want
kids.
them to take their time because right now it really feels like they're doing too much, too fast. Personally,
I think it's helping them.
I think it's good.
well,
but-
they keep messing up. Like with like a lot of people are upset that there's no full arts in this set.
Right.
Like they really need. What they really need to do is like hire more people and just kind of get like stabilized. Just do what they're meant to do, make cards,
it
right?
correct.
And make sure they test cards out. Make sure they don't make another card like Reflect or Frame. That's what they need to do first.
Yeah.
Then once they get all that down, they can have a party for all I care.
Yeah.
Like they really need to focus on what they're doing, which is making a great card game.
But as far as the reason why we're not going to see them like Yu-Gi-Oh or Pokemon is because they're both. People think that Yu-Gi-Oh is a card game first and foremost, but it's not. It's a TV show. It's a toy line. It's a marketing to little children. It's the product of the '90s of how to sell stuff.
Sounds
the
like a
cards
cigarette.
are just the cards are literally just a byproduct in a lot of ways. The same way that
Yeah.
Pokemon TCG is a byproduct. The first and foremost thing is they need to sell those toys. They need to get people to watch those things. That way they buy that cereal. And it is all about all the other things that those companies do. They just so happen to have the card game that is really, really popular. And some people might argue that with Konami a little bit, but I guarantee you that it's the TV show is what sold everything, not the other way around.
Yeah.
Nobody bought the cards and were like, I'm going to watch this TV show about this card. No, because it's marketed to little kids.
But like Magic,
And this is not marketed to little kids.
Duels of the Planeswalker is introducing a lot of people into the
You're drawing a bunch of lines in your arm, by the way.
Oh, good. I like it. I mean, it's... Duels of the Planeswalker is, for the most part, dead. I believe it actually is dead now.
Sure, yeah.
And it only lasted from 2012.
They release one like every year, just as like a
It's
quarter.
2012,
2010,
2015.
I thought.
2010?
Yeah. That's when the first one came out.
Okay, so what? They've released 5 of them.
Yeah, I think
I
so.
thought it was
5 or 6.
5 or 6 of them.
No,
the
there's
last one was
a
Origins.
phone one on the phone. I
Well,
think.
it's the same one.
It's the
as
same one. But it is something that they discontinued now.
I
They
played
are
it
working.
the other night.
They're working towards but they're not making a new one.
Oh yeah.
Their next thing that they're doing is what's called Magic Next, which is going to be their next online
Replace MTGO.
some
Moto?
people think it will replace Moto. And sorry guys, we're going on a tangent about Magic here. Completely sorry. This has nothing to do about Force of Will, so I really do apologize for actually talking about this. But yeah, a lot of people do think that it's going to replace MTGO. If it doesn't, it is definitely the predecessor. It's basically Magic's way of trying to compete against Hearthstone is what most people have built it up to be. If you guys want to watch a bunch of stuff about Magic the Gathering, since we don't have a podcast for it, the best podcast I have found for it is LSV has one, which is decent, but the best one that I enjoy is personally Magic Mike's. Go check those guys out. Aaron Campbell, Robert, Ruben Bressler, and forget some other guy.
That guy.
They're all really good. It's on the Magic. Just Magic Mike's. Go check it out. It's awesome. So that way we don't have to talk about it anymore.
Yeah.
So back to Force of Will. The one thing that I didn't want to talk about really, really badly, and I know that we're running really late on this podcast, so I don't know if you guys want to save it for next week, is the ban list for Wanderer.
I think we probably should wait because that's probably going to take up a good amount of time, and we spent a lot of time tonight.
Let's just say, do you think it's good?
I hate it.
I am for almost all the cards. Telefairy Tale's the only card I do not agree with.
I'm gonna go with that.
Okay.
I think there should be another format.
Well,
Besides,
we ruined all of our time talking about Magic the Gathering instead of the Force of Will, so thank you all for joining. I'm Jay Phillips.
I'm Patrick Collins.
and I'm done.
See you guys next week. Have a good one.
See you guys.
Stutter. Hey, I can stutter all I want.
What you really, really want.
See you guys
Stutter
next
all
week.
I want. What I really, really want. I'll stutter.